Most people stretch to feel loose, but if you want strong, resilient knees, you can't just stretch. You need to build strength at the end ranges of motion. In this video, we're going to be going over 3 advanced mobility exercises to strengthen your knees for real performance, not just passive flexibility. Hey guys, Dr. Neil Toussaint with TrickStrong.com, where we help you do what you want, even when pain or weakness get in your way. Today we're working on mobility, but not just any kind of mobility. We're trying to get that end range strength and control so that we are protecting ourselves against injury and we're improving our performance. Because if you think about it, injuries tend to occur at that end range of motion. So if you're sprinting as hard as you can, it's when you kick your leg out for that next stride is where you get the hamstrings. If you're kicking and you try to kick over your head, you might pull a groin muscle, you might pull a quad, etc. So in order to prevent against those injuries and in order to improve our performance so we can get to those next levels, we want to strengthen at our end ranges. The way we're going to do this is through isometrics. We're going to put strength back into our tendons and muscles and joints by stressing strength at the end of our mobility drills. Make sure you stick around to the end because we're going to go over a drill that I see most people skipping, and it's really critical to help control the forces, the lateral or side-to-side forces at the knee that help us generate force and protect against injury from cuts, pivots, runs, jumps, etc. First up is the couch stretch with contract, relax reps. The couch stretch is going to be really important for us to open up the front of the hip and the quads. These muscles get very tight when we sit for long periods of time, which most of us are doing. But not only that, from an athletic standpoint, if we can't get into full hip extension, then that's going to limit our ability to perform as athletes. And that's going to put more stress onto our knee if our quads are going to be tight. To start, you're going to be in a half kneeling position away from the wall, and you're going to prop your foot up on the wall. If this is too much of a bend for you, it's too much of a stretch, you can simply start with your foot on the floor. You're going to spend 2 minutes ideally in this stretch. So you're going to start with a 2-minute hold without any contractions yet. During this 2-minute hold, you want to engage your core so that you're not dumping through your lower back. So I don't want to see any excessive arching through the lower back. I want to see a nice controlled pelvis so that we're getting the stretch in the front of the hip. You should feel this increase the stretch dramatically if you're doing this right. During the 2 minutes, you might be getting deeper and deeper into your stretch, but I don't want to see any form issues or compensations. After the 2 minutes is up, you're going to stay right there and you're going to start doing your contract, relax reps. To start the contract, relax reps, first you're going to squeeze your glutes. That's going to help extend at the hip and you're going to feel a lot more tension in your hip flexors. From there, you can also add on to this stretch by kicking into the wall or into the surface that you're stretching against, just like a leg extension. This is going to additionally add tension into the quads and really make this stretch a lot more intense. You're going to complete 5 cycles of this, so it'll be 5 seconds with contractions, and then 5 seconds of relaxation, and you're going to repeat until the 5 cycles are done. Additionally, you can add some more contract relax reps before or after training, but do the 2-minute hold at least once per day. If you notice you're getting sore between days, because this can be quite intense, you can just take a rest day and then get on it the following day. One key with these contract relax reps is that I want you to push as hard as you can without pain. That's how we're actually going to build real strength into this position. It's not going to be the most comfortable, but that's how you know it's working, and that's how you know you're going to get those adaptations. Opening up the front side is huge, but if your hamstrings can't absorb the forces on the backside, then that's definitely going to be an issue and you're going to be exposed. So let's fix that next. Our second drill is going to be the half kneeling hamstring stretch with contract relax reps. Strengthening the hamstrings at that end range of motion is critical for when you're decelerating, when you're sprinting and you're kicking that leg out for each stride, when you're trying to kick above your head. The unprepared hamstring is going to be very vulnerable to these activities, so we really want to build strength in this position. So to start, we're going to really want to support ourselves so that we can be in a tall position. We don't want to be hunching. We actually want to arch our lower back a little bit. So opposite from the couch stretch where we flexed our lower back, we actually want to arch our lower back so that we can get more of a stretch in the hamstring. We're going to be in that half kneeling position as you see here, and we want a hand hold so that we're not having to bend down and promote that rounding. So that's why I'm using these yoga blocks here. So now that I'm in a tall position, I'm just going to try to get my chest towards my knee as much as I can while maintaining that lower back arch. You're gonna see that because you're arching at the lower back, you really don't have to go down nearly as low as you might be used to. Another thing to note is my relaxed foot. If you flex your foot and bring your toes towards your shin, you're gonna notice there's gonna be a lot more tension. This is actually nerve tension, and this is not hamstring specific tension. So, especially if you have sciatic issues or anything like that, I would have you point your foot or at least keep it relaxed. If you wanna have that additional nerve type of stretch, if you don't have any issues, then go ahead, by all means, you can add that. But for the sake of this video, we are focusing on the hamstring right now, so I'm gonna have you have a relaxed foot. Same thing as our couch stretch, we're gonna hold this for 2 minutes, ideally. And in this 2-minute stretch, you might be getting deeper and deeper, but you're relaxing into that stretch, you're not forcing it. The science behind the 2-minute hold is it helps produce collagen, which is gonna help improve extensibility in our connective tissue. So you wanna do that full 2-minute hold if you can tolerate it, because that is really going to help with long-term flexibility and mobility gains. After the 2-minute hold, then you're not gonna move at all. You wanna stay in that stretch, and then you're going to start doing contract, relax reps. The contract, relax stretch comes in with a heel drive. So you're gonna get to that edge of your mobility, and then you're gonna start to drive your heel into the ground. You're doing this at your max pain-free effort. And you're gonna do this for 5-second holds. So after 5 seconds, you're going to relax for about 5 to 10 seconds, and then go for it again. We're gonna complete 5 cycles just as we did with the first drill. This drill is gonna help teach us hamstring strength and control at end ranges, which is gonna help keep us safe and powerful at those positions. You can also sprinkle the contract relax reps on their own throughout the day, maybe before or after your training, and that's gonna be a great way to activate or to cool down after a workout. Now that we've built the strength and mobility in a front to back direction, we're gonna go over the thing that people skip the most, and that's gonna be that side to side control. Our third drill is gonna be an adductor stretch with contract relax reps. Why this matters is that strong adductors are really gonna help reinforce the medial knee, so the inside of your knee. When we're doing dynamic activities like cutting, pivoting, kicking, we get a lot of side to side forces at our knee, and it is very common that our adductors are undertrained compared to other muscle groups. So we really want to reinforce this area for everything that we do, not only so we can have more mobility in that plane of motion so you can kick higher and jump further, etc., but also so that you can support that so that those forces are being controlled. So we're going to start this mobility drill by going on all fours, and you're going to be on your forearms. You're gonna straighten one of your legs straight out, and ideally you have a slider to put under your foot. This is gonna allow you to slide outwards and really allow you to get into a deeper stretch a lot easier. If you don't have this, you can obviously just be on a hardwood floor or a slick surface with socks, and that works just fine. You're gonna hold that for 2 minutes at your deepest range of motion without any pain. A key with these, and with actually all of these mobility drills, is that you want to pick one line of tension per set, because you're really stressing that line of tension. So with that 2-minute hold, we want the adductors that we're stretching to be the main focus. We don't want to be wiggling around throughout the stretch. We want to choose one direction and stick to it for the whole set. But between sets, so between either days or between, if you're doing multiple times a day, you can definitely choose different angles and play with that as well, because that's really going to help us be stronger and more mobile in a 3D sense, because everything's not super linear like the anatomy books. We have tissue all over, and we need to be able to train that so that we can be prepared for our very dynamic and crazy activities. After your 2-minute hold, you're gonna start contract, relax reps. So you're gonna kick that instep of your foot into the ground, and you're gonna feel your adductors loading. After that 5 seconds, you're gonna relax and see if you can go a little bit further into that stretch. From the side, you should see that your back is flat and that you're not arching or rounding excessively. Complete 5 contract, relax cycles, just as we did with the other exercises, and that should be really, really good in order to improve mobility and strength at those long ranges of motion. Sets and reps are going to be exactly the same as the other exercises, where we're starting with daily 2-minute holds and 5 contract, relax reps. If that is too much, you're going to go to every other day. And if you can handle it, you can also do just the contract, relax reps before or after training to increase your mobility gains. Last reminder, make sure you're pushing hard during these, so it's a max effort contract, relax rep without pain. That is going to be very important if we want to get these adductors nice and strong, especially at these ranges of motion. To bulletproof your knees, it's not enough to be flexible. You want to be able to control those end ranges. So to recap, our couch stretch is really going to help us improve strength and mobility in our hip flexors and quads. It's also going to reduce those compressive loads on the knee. Our hamstring contract relax stretch is going to be really helpful for activities like kicking and sprinting, where our hamstring is under a lot of load and length. And then lastly, we have our adductor contract relax stretch, which is again going to be very helpful for kicking and for medial to lateral movements. It's going to help us get our straddle if we're working on that. It's going to really help with hip mobility overall. Stretching alone won't save you, but building true end range strength will. And if you're missing this in your training, it only takes a few minutes a day and it's easy to implement, requires no equipment. So I highly recommend you guys start using these drills today to bulletproof your hips and knees. If you want a full roadmap to building strong, healthy, and resilient knees, then head over to TrickStrong.com and download the TrickStrong RX app. From there, you're going to see tons of programs related to building mobility, strength, performance, and resilience, not only for the knees, but for the entire body. This is going to really help you become the movement artist and athlete that you envision. And if you want to check out our series here, it's going to be our bulletproof lower body, and we're updating that weekly on YouTube, and it's going to be hips, knees, and ankles. All right, guys. Train hard, stay safe, and we'll see you soon for the next one.